This is Susan Kennedy. I'm teaching watercolor at the Etiquette School in Cummings, so I wanted to show you what I was up to and what this rose was like when I painted it. I used Holbein watercolors, which are a fine art quality grade watercolor. They're very transparent and beautiful. I used permanent yellow light and permanent alizarin crimson for a lot of this painting, also ultramarine blue. And those three together are the basis of all these plums and kind of neutral grays that are in the background of a lot of my paintings. You can see on this part where I blocked in the background first, and I was really careful to try to integrate the shadows among the petals of the rose with the background. To me, kind of knitting together all the shadow areas of the painting at this stage is really important for creating a sense of depth and just merging the subject with the background. You can see in this little close-up how I lifted out color with just a dry, or not a dry, but a dampened brush that I squeezed a lot of the water out of. It has to be a clean brush, not have any color in it. But if you scrub gently on your good quality cotton paper, you can lift up lines like this. It's one of my favorite techniques. You can see how it's coming along here, and I'm working on the foliage for which I used sap green, and I'm sure I added a little bit of my alizarin to the sap green just to make it neutral and olive and a little more natural looking. I don't like two greens too much. If you know me, you know that. And here there's just a little more development. I'm trying to lift out more highlights where you see those foggy, glowing areas. It's because I've done a little bit of scrubbing. I'm also restating darks, and in just kind of a freewheeling process, you can see more subtractive techniques where you see little lines, I've scrubbed out, and I'm starting to kind of describe the stems and the objects inside the glass creamer with a little bit of the same green mixture, and pull out reflections with that scrubbing technique. There's just a lot of development at this point, and it's kind of an intuitive process of laying down more layers, more washes, more shadows in the rose with a mixture of alizarin and the yellow. And you can see in this next shot it's starting to really take shape, but at this point I'm trying to kind of sharpen up and focus in on the leaves and the petals and how they work together to create a composition that works. I know by this point those leaves that are the petals that hang down are beginning to really bother me, and you can see I add a rose leaf to try to I don't know, just give a little bit of foreground interest and to keep that drooping petal from kind of taking over the front part of the composition. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and go to etiquetteschool.net for information about my watercolor classes, and thanks a lot for listening.